Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on Daybreak as we continue to talk Oysterfest, and folks are getting ready for this weekend's big event. There is a lot of fun competitions that are available for you to watch, and I've got three great guests in studio to talk about those. Beben, Kyle Hackney, and Mike Barnard. Good morning, gang.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on here. We've got some fun events for folks to watch for Oysterfest this year as in years gone past. Mike, we'll start with you. The shucking competition, always a fun one. Both days, Saturday and Sunday. Talk to us about the differences between the two and what can people expect to see?
Well, the shucking competition is the centerpiece for Oysterfest and has been for the last 36 years. It's called the West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship. We have two kinds of competition. One is just shucking, speed shucking oysters, and the other is shucking oysters on the half shell. Saturday will be speed shucking, and each contestant in that competition will shuck 24 oysters, and then they are judged on whether they got 24 oysters and the time that it took to do it. And our record is just around 1 minute for shucking 24 oysters.
Wow.
On Sunday, we'll be doing the half-shell competition where they not only have to shuck 24 oysters, but they have to get the oysters back in a half shell as if they were presenting it at a restaurant. And we do have major restaurants being going to be there this year, so they know what they're doing. They are judged on Sunday by about 9 judges. It takes about 45 minutes to judge each competition because they look for nicks in the oyster, chips of shell in the oyster, blood in the oyster, and they also have to have all the oysters back on, like 24 oysters. So the Sunday competition is more complicated. It takes longer. Our competitions will be on the hour, every hour, Saturday and Sunday, beginning at 11 o'clock. We can't say whether we'll have competitions all the way through the afternoon because we never know how many shuckers we have until they show up.
Right. And
they usually don't sign up online, so they just show up. Right now we have 7 online, and they're all from major restaurants in Olympia and San Francisco.
So this is the West Coast Shucking Championships. How far do some of the folks travel to get here?
Well, we have some coming from the Embarcadero in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
We've had them previously from Philadelphia and New York, but most of them are from Washington and Oregon. And that's what we look forward to. We know most of these shuckers. We've known them for years. It's a family affair, and it's a lot of fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to cheer on. I'm the MC. I try to get the crowd roaring and cheering on the competition. So we may have up to 30 different shuckers in up to 5 heats a day, but it all depends, like I said, on how many show up.
And the winner from this moves on to a national championship, or how does it work?
We no longer sponsor movement to a national championship, but we do have competitors who have won here who have gone on to the nationals on their own, and that has been successful in the past to a certain extent, but we stopped doing it because we had some problems with the national organization, which is in Maryland,
Sure.
Several years back. So we no longer sponsor that. But some of them have gone on, and some of them have even gone on to Ireland for the World Championships.
So what happens to the oysters after they've been shucked in between the heats?
I pass them out, or I have them passed out to the audience if they want them. I encourage people not to bring gallon Ziploc bags. That's really not fair. We're not trying to supply people with as many oysters as they can eat, but we like the audience to be able to taste them. I do have a big sign that warns them against eating raw seafood. We have different oysters this year. We usually have Pacifics. This year, I can't remember the name of the oyster, but it's a different oyster because the Pacifics, according to Taylor United, have been wiped out. About 80% of their Pacifics have been wiped out this year. So there is a problem that way. But these will be different oysters. It'll be a more interesting competition because it won't be the Pacifics that a lot of the amateur shuckers are used to. So we'll see what happens.
So when it comes to amateurs and you're talking crowd, is there opportunity for folks in the crowd to participate if they see an open slot on one of the heats?
They may, for $15.
Okay.
It's a huge entry fee. $15 for singles and $50 if they have a restaurant sponsor. Yes, they can do it if they understand that we take no liability.
Sure.
They're responsible for their own injuries, etc. We're just putting on the competition.
Also at Oysterfest, the competition moves into the cooking phase. Kyle, we'll talk with you a little bit about this. And the Skookum Rotary has gotten some great help with the Shelton Rotary on the cook-offs. It's a pro and an amateur style cook-offs. What are we expecting to see on the amateur side of this?
We've kind of revamped the cook-off this year, and we've turned it into more of a TV style competition that we're used to, Top Chef, Chopped, things like that, where you see the head-to-head competitions. We've got Chef John Cruz from the hospital, Tom and Mo Beben from Smoke and Mo's helping us organize it. We've really put focus on getting local food products donated this year. So what we're going to see is 8 competitors on Saturday that are amateurs, most of them local and a few out-of-towners. What we've asked them to do is kind of put their best foot forward in the first competition as they go head-to-head. So they'll be bringing all their own food and preparing it on site to a panel of 3 judges. The judges are really cool and exciting this year because we've got local doctors, local police, fire people, people that you'll know from the community judging these dishes. So it's kind of they have to cater to the average person. It's not a true culinary expertise judging these people. So it's people you'll know from the community, which is going to be a lot of fun. After they do their initial competition, the first round, then they'll advance. If the winners of the first 4 rounds will advance, then they'll go head to head with ingredients that we provide. The ingredients are really exciting this year because they're all donated locally, and we'll highlight local seafood from this area, as well as local produce, things like that. And then the last round, which will be the final round, will be a head-to-head competition again with a black box where the chefs won't quite know what to expect. And Mo can probably talk a little bit more about the surprises we have in store. The winner of our amateur competition will be crowned Saturday afternoon, and then they'll be invited back to take on the pro champion, and that will happen Sunday afternoon, and that will be a lot of fun. The professional amateur competition.
So what are some of the differences, Mo, that you would see between an amateur cook-off and the professionals that are going to be coming on Sunday?
Hopefully not a lot.
Hopefully.
But I think we divided it this year because when I got involved, I just wanted to kick some energy into this competition. I'm a March Madness fanatic. I kind of designed it in that style, the head-to-head, sudden death, winner moves on to the next. I wanted each round to mean something. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go support my friend at 2 o'clock and then I'm going to wait till 2 days later to see what happened.
Yeah.
I want the energy every round, every hour, because it means that your favorite, cook's going to move on to the next round. And then the next round after that, I just want I want to see crowds cheering. I want to see signs. I want to see all that. One thing I did in respect to all the years past that this has been going on, there's a lot of competitors that come back year and year. Those that I know, some that I don't know, I reached out to them and I said, what are things you like? What are some things you don't like? And I found a lot of amateurs were intimidated to join this competition. So I thought dividing it into 2 days would be more fair. Maybe give the amateurs a little bit more confidence. Maybe add a little extra heat and a little, competitive edge to the pros. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. For fun at the end of Sunday, though, just so we can crown one real winner.
Yeah.
The winner of the amateur contest will take on the winner of the pro contest. For fun. I can't say that we might not be rooting a little for the amateur.
Sure. It's always good to see the underdog,
just
perhaps.
A warning to the pro.
Without spoiling what the ingredients are for the cookers, are there some unique ingredients that they may look at? I watch those shows. I know what's going on. I see kind of the random things that are
I think
put in
you'll
there.
find like a pretty basic pantry, a pretty basic kitchen to work with, from flour to carrots. But as the rounds proceed, especially the championship rounds, it's going to be basically black box, and you're allowed to use any of the ingredients you want in the kitchen. You just have to use a set number of the ingredients that we're going to surprise you with. John Cruz and I are we're splitting these boxes. He's going to take half the ingredients. I'm going to take the other half. We're not going to really tell each other what we've chosen. We have completely different cooking styles. I have no idea what we're going to come up with yet. We don't have that list. I think I don't know. I might go crazy. I might just I don't know.
Here you've got champagne and gummy bears.
Yeah, you have Cheetos and radishes. I would like, I do respect food and I do respect what these cooks are doing. So I would like to give them options that, I want to see them really put a dish. Sometimes the thing about these cooking shows is it's not necessarily the best cook. It's maybe the winner that day was the cook that made the least awful dish.
Yeah.
We're not tasting the food that's coming out of some of these chopped baskets,
Right.
I would like to see all the cooks be able to present a plate that they're genuinely proud of. So I will say that. A lot of these people they're everyday cooks. I'm an everyday cook. I own a restaurant, but I'm still an everyday cook.
Are these going to be hourly, kind of like the shucking competition, or do you know?
We're trying to stay on a schedule. Okay. We really are, because we have extra rounds to go. Our cooks in years past, you cooked once and that was it. Mm-hmm. This is a lot more challenging for them. I hope a lot more fun. We do have a schedule we're trying to stick to. This is our first year doing it. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty confident. I think our committee's worked really, really hard. We have an amazing committee. I got to say that. I've worked on lots of committees over the years for different efforts. And, you have brainstorming sessions and, everyone throws out 5 different ideas and maybe one of them sticks. Every committee member that offers a suggestion, I'm like, yes, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that's a great idea. It's actually been fun to be a part of this committee. Okay. It's a lot of work, but it's been fun. I think we've done a good job to organize it on paper as best we can. So I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to stick to it.
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend with the shucking competitions, also the amateur and pro cook-off. It's all part of Oysterfest. Just $5 gets you in the gates, and you're able to enjoy all the great things that Oysterfest has to offer. Learn more online at oysterfest.org. You can find them on social media as well. And again, if you're interested in volunteering and helping throughout the days there, they can always use volunteers on site. So again, great conversations about fun events coming up. Mo, Kyle, Mike, thanks for coming on and talking about this.
Thank you.
Thank you.